Welcome, Sagittarius. This is your August 2025 forecast. You can see the transits listed. We're going to focus in on Venus being conjunct with Jupiter in Cancer on August 12th, highlighting your love and relationships. So a nurturing expansion encourages deep soul connection and touching. So plan a self-retreat or loving exchange. You can create a sacred space as well for nourishing your relational self. Let's see what else we have for Sagittarius as a focus for this month. We'll take this. So we have the Nine of Swords. We also have the Six of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups. Okay. So you may have some things that you're working through or some things that you're deciding that are going to help to create a little more balance for you here, or you may just be wanting to feel a little more fulfilled in your relationships, and you may have like a couple of different ideas, or you may have a couple of different options to choose from here. So just apply this however it resonates, but I do see that you are deciding between a couple options that you do have, and some of these options are not very viable. They're not the best for you, at least from your perspective. When you start to evaluate them, when you start to reflect on them, when you start to figure out, you know, what's the priority for you or what it is that you're seeking and desiring, you're going to be able to distinguish between like what's for you and what's not for you. There may also be an option that you have, or just someone in your energy or vicinity that you're finding out that they are needing a little more than you're open and willing to give. So in some cases, it could be very imbalanced needs happening here in the relationship. And it's likely that you may be the person or the one that's giving more. If you're cross-watching, then, you know, it could be you if you're not the Sag. But, you know, just there may be just a little unbalance in the relationship, basically. So we also have like a couple of things that you've been worried about or strategizing over, or with these options, you maybe are in your head a little bit as far as like which one's best for you, or which person do you prefer, or which path do you want to go down. So you could also be deciding between like major life happenings here, so like moving in together, getting engaged, you know, deciding that you're going to be exclusive. So yeah, just any major events that could be sort of on the horizon. You may be deciding between those, and you may also feel a little stressed or just worried because you may have done these things in the past and it may not have worked out how you intended it to, or you may feel like, you know, you just didn't get the full benefit of it previously. So you may be calling in a little bit of the past energy in your thought process and your reflection process. And you do want to be careful there. I feel like there's a healthy balance that you can take, because obviously it's like, don't repeat the same types of lessons over and over again, of course. But then also, you know, this is a new experience for you, and you're starting from scratch, and you're really working and connecting with your true desires and what it is that you are wanting and wishing and hoping for and faith in. So those are all new things, and that's a new experience for you. So like I said, I feel like there's a little bit of a healthy balance that could be had here, as far as like reflecting on the past and understanding like ways that you can do things differently as you take your next steps, but not getting caught up in like, oh, well, you know, I can't do that because it didn't work last time. But it could have been that it wasn't the right time for you, it wasn't the right person for you, etc. Okay, so let's see what else we have going on here. Interesting. I love that, because that is exactly like what I'm trying to say here through all of that talking. Is like, yeah, you know, just because things haven't worked out previously, doing the same thing doesn't mean that, you know, it's not going to work out in this instance. And it's not necessarily the same thing because you're doing it with a different person, or you're coming into the situation wiser, more knowledgeable, and you're going to take a different strategy and approach to executing your plans here. So it's not the same exact thing. Wonderful. We have commitment here. So yeah, you could definitely have some options here that you're thinking of. And like I said, it could be like moving in together or deciding to be exclusive or getting engaged or married here. So you do have some things that you're considering here. Wonderful. What else? Give me one more here. And then we have guarded. So we're going to look at challenges here, and that is so perfect to come out because that does align with where we're headed next here, to look at challenges. And you may feel, like I said, I feel like, I really just explain this as far as like, it's a new situation, it's a new scenario. You can't take in the same type of energy, being guarded, not opening yourself up, not being vulnerable, those types of things. And, I don't want to sit like here on my high horse, so like, you need to be doing this, you need to be doing that. I'm just communicating the messages that are channeled down as they're coming down. So you will do these things, you will open yourself up, you will be vulnerable, you will share, you will collaborate, you will balance the energies between divine masculine and feminine in your activities here as you feel ready to do so. But we do see that being guarded is coming up as a challenge for you at this time. So we also have Eight of Cups, and you also just trusting that you are moving towards what is fulfilling to you. So you have all these options up here. You know who is for you, who is not for you. You have that experience. You gain that knowledge and wisdom to understand like, okay, this person has my best interest in mind, or I truly authentically feel like this person is being their true self and they do care for me. They do have that unconditional love for me. And this is who I want to go down that path with and explore it and see what happens. So you're able to discern between those types of individuals and energies. And then you also are here working on letting go of the past and letting go of anything that burdens you, any fears, any doubts that you may have. And also this wall that you've built up, that is what your focus is about, letting that go essentially here. But we are seeing these things come up as a challenge for you here. So if you feel like you will not reach that state of fulfillment, that's going to continue to be a challenge for you, and it's going to continue to play out in your connections with others, and it's going to stop you from progressing and proceeding forward if you're not able to truly trust in your choices and listen to your intuition and allow that to guide you. We also have the Lovers here as well, coming up as a challenge. So I feel like this is more about the mental space, your emotional energy, just how you're feeling. Again, those fears. And I feel like there's also this message of going underneath the surface here and maybe doing some shadow work or some journaling, meditation, anything that's going to help you to really explore like this snake here, as far as like peeling back the layers of your subconscious and to get to those fears, to get to those doubts that you do have, and rewrite that code within yourself so that it is more positive, so that it is unconditionally loving, so that you are trusting that you are healed, healthy, whole, and complete, so that you are able to make what fulfills you important here, so that it's not coming up in a challenge space. So essentially, what is it that you need to address to start to make yourself feel more fulfilled? And not necessarily make yourself, but to start to feel more fulfilled. We also have the Ten of Wands, so it would likely be a release of some burdens, a release of the past, a release of any feelings, thoughts, beliefs that are keeping you stuck and stagnant. That may also include individuals, any environments. So you may decide to have a change of location here. So there's a lot of things that you may come up with, and you may recognize immediately in your environment, your daily activities, as far as what you really could let go of to help you to walk more towards what fulfills you. So let's look at underlying here, subconscious. Okay, Okay, so we have the 9 of coins here. And to me, this is about what you're desiring here. So not necessarily fears, although some of you may even have a fear of commitment or a fear of like being controlled in some way, because we know Sagittarius, you have to feel free. You cannot feel like you're being controlled or you're feeling smothered in any way. So that may come up as a fear for you, and something that is within the subconscious that you will want to address and work through. And why is it that I do feel these ways, or what is it that I need in my relationships so that I don't feel smothered, so that I still feel, I am free, but I also have that unconditional love and support. And then my partner also feels that they are having their needs met and still loved and supported as well. Okay. So let's look at your beliefs here. Let me see what'll fit. Yeah. Okay, that fits. All right, so we have the 6 of Swords here. All right, so you do recognize and realize that this is a challenge for you. This is a struggle for you. You're very aware here. I'm not telling you anything that you don't know already. So you're aware of these things. And again, it's about identifying those self-care practices that are going to help you to process. So I'm hearing like inner child work. There was something else, inner child work, shadow work as well. So I think I did mention that earlier, but again, any of those practices that you can do to help yourself to relax, to release, to connect with the energy of your nervous system and understand where that's at, and understand what these subconscious beliefs are that are making you feel that fear. And when that fear comes up within you, like what's going on? What are you thinking about? What's happening in your environment? What are some ways that you can use to cope with that fear? Whether it's affirmations or whether it's taking those micro actions toward change and toward doing things in a different way. Okay. Let's see. And you may also feel like some of you, this is going to be everybody, but some of you do feel like it's going to be a little bit of a fight to have, and this may be like with your current partner. So this may be for some of you that are in a relationship. You may feel like you wanting your freedom or wanting to feel more free. And the changes that you would request as a part of that, you may feel like there's going to be a lot of conflict, a lot of mental anguish for you and your partner, or that is coming from your partner if you express these things that you're going to need, or that would make you feel more secure, that would make you feel like you can, have a healthy, fulfilling relationship, but also feel free in ways that you're not like just feeling stuck in some way or smothered in some way. So hopefully that makes sense what I'm trying to say here. We also have the Knight of Wands here, so I want to look at your beliefs here. Okay, so for Knight of Wands, okay, I feel like you believe that there is a creative solution that you can come up with. You may have had relationships previously where you didn't feel that way, and you really enjoyed that component of the relationship, the way that it made you feel, and you still feeling like you were free, but also in a relationship and connecting with someone and working together as well as working individually. So it's like you need your alone time, and you need to have your own goals and be proud of your own achievements. But then you also are desiring that connection with someone and that family unit and that family environment, and having that supportive, unconditionally loving partner here. So you do believe there is a way that you can get to that point, and you are open to planning that, to working through that, and you may already have some plans that you've decided or some agreements that you have with your partner here, but you may find at this time that you need to revise that a little bit. So it's still not quite as fulfilling as you thought that it would be. All right, so let's look at your approach here. So we do have the King of Cups. Okay, so that is wonderful. So that is really wonderful to see, because I know, Sag, you do not bite your tongue in any way, but this is coming out here that you are trying to approach things in a balanced way. You're trying to be emotionally mature here. You're trying to be emotionally intelligent and regulating your emotions during these conversations, and just at all times you're trying to just bring that balanced type of energy in, where it's like, okay, I'm really feeling this way, I really want to say this, but I'm gonna calm it down, I'm gonna take a deep breath first, and then I'm going to figure out a way to say what I need constructively. So that is so wonderful to see that you are really elevating your frequency to that place where you can have like those sometimes difficult conversations, but you can do it in a constructive way. So let's look at external environment here. We have the Page of Coins, or the Page of Pentacles. All right. So you may find that connecting with soul family or other like-minded individuals, or a community that you join, may spark some creativity within you. It may inspire you. It may help you to think of some ways that you can work through any needs that you do have with your partner, and then vice versa as well. So if your partner has some needs, you may find that Googling some things, or just going out in particular relationship communities or something. I don't know here, but I'm just saying, like, you're going to find that there's soul family out here that does have your best interest in mind, and may be going through some similar things, or they can offer you some knowledge and wisdom. Maybe you come in contact, or you have someone in your friend group or your community that has been married for a very long time, and they're aware, they can give you some advice on how to work together so that you both feel heard and seen, and you both are getting your needs met. So that's what I'm saying, when like there's definitely some soul family out here that if you open yourself up, because this is like messages coming in, so we'll say the soul family is there for you, but then there's also the signs and synchronicities. So source, your higher self, are also here with you and for you. So there are messages that doing your self-care practices, or just connecting with your intuition, and some of you are very highly advanced, that you just have that knowing come to you, to receive those messages. It's there, it is all there. Okay, so yeah, I do see like some sort of messages coming towards you, to you. So it could be, through soul family, or through your own methods that you utilize to connect with source. So let's look at guidance now. We have the 8 of Swords here. Okay, so you may feel like, I'm kind of seeing here that there may be a little bit of contrast here in your discussions here, so it might not go as smoothly as you think. However, we did see that you are trying to come into the scenario, into the situation, with a balanced approach, where you're open to listening, but you do need your wants and desires to be heard here. So this isn't about like backing down, or not addressing anything that you need. It's just doing that in a constructive, which you are doing here, but just know that I think there is going to be like a little bit of contrast here, a little bit of things that you are going to go back and forth here with your partner about, and that may have been like part of the fears that came out earlier, as we said, that like, yeah, some of the things you may say or need, it may not go over as smoothly, but this is a journey, and it's about the journey and not the destination. So this is you just having that patience to work through things, and to come up with different ideas and strategies, so that you and your partner can get on the same page, and again have both of your needs met. Okay, so let's get some oracles here. So we do have feeling stuck and stagnant, and calling for shifts, for flows, and for changes here. And we see like the new strategies coming up, but I do feel like I said, there is a little bit of contrast, there is a little bit of discussion that has to happen here, but you will get to that place that is sparking and igniting those ideas, and that communication and that discussion back and forth, so that you can get to that place where you you are feeling fulfilled and you are gaining those insights, which is coming out right here, just as confirmation. So you will get to that place. Okay. Wonderful. I love it. So, right. Oh, you know what? I'm going to get a couple oracles here before we close out. So we do have soulmate. Your soulmate is already with you in spirit. Believe this and they will manifest physically. So that is wonderful. So this could be your current partner, or this could be you opening yourself up to connect with a twin flame, with your soulmate. And then I forget, I was going to say something there. I think that's everything. We also have forgiveness. So stop focusing your energy on past events, for life is too precious to waste. You create your reality by what you think, dream, and imagine, and do as well. But I love that forgiveness is here, because it's not about just forgiving others. It's about forgiving yourself as well. So allow some of that in, allow gratitude in, allow grace in, compassion and empathy, and you got this. All right, Sag, so those are the messages I have for you. Thank you so much for watching.